Do you crave exciting sports takes and news? Fed up with the same old boring voices you hear on the radio? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you just might be a TBloomaholic. Lucky for you, it's time for another episode of the TBloom Talk Show, the #1 sports podcast in the world. Settle in, my TBloomanites, because another episode starts right now. Live from TBloom headquarters, here's your host, TBloom.
Hello. Can you hear me, Sir Charles?
Yes. How you doing?
Welcome. Hey, it's Friday. It's another podcast. Welcome, nation.
Yes, it is.
Welcome. How we feeling, Sir Charles, right now? I mean, tell me how the Atlanta Braves are doing.
I mean, they're up 4-0.
Sweet talk me a little bit.
They're up 4-0 in the bottom of the sixth. I mean, I like to say, I called it my lock. I think I said something about Kopech having no control. He walked the first hitter. He beamed the second guy. He walked the third, and then the fourth hit a grand slam to start the game with no out. So it was a good start.
Wow.
I mean, sometimes it's it's looking good, man. We still got 3 more innings. They got to pitch them and sit that, 9 more outs. But I'm liking how it's looking so far. They've been playing a good game. So.
I mean, it's almost like we know what we're talking about, and not even me. This is your pick. This is solely Sir Charles VIII's pick.
This was me, yeah. But no, I'm feeling good about it. Sometimes things work out, man. I had a good feeling today, and riding with so far. I bet some other things too, but not on the TNC, and everything's looking pretty good so far. So it could be a decent day.
That sounds good, man. Second half of the MLB season. I mean, you kind of know where everything's kind of going. You see the ups, you see the downs, the trends, and the knots. And I mean, I think we got something going here with the TNC Road to 100.
I think we do. I agree. Because I know we broke last week. We did. It happens. But we still were batting 50% on our picks, and that's as long as we're staying right there, and that was, we had some tough breaks last week. We should have been 6-8 if you ask me. But hey, and then, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, it's the TNC Road to 100. Every day we come up with a bet that is pretty much secure in our eyes.
Yeah, definitely.
Get you to $100 by the end of the week. And you can find that on TikTok at TBloom Talk Show. You can find that on Twitter at TBloom Talk Show. You can find that on Instagram at TBloom Talk Show, YouTube, whatever. We come up with a bet every day. If you want to get involved in that, that's where you'd go.
Which you should, if you like money. I like money. You like money. Money's good. You need money. So
yeah. Okay.
For sure.
But today, this is a different podcast. This is the first one of the year. Football season is upon us, and we have to get started with some early predictions.
It's crazy that, it's crazy getting back into this. It's been a while since I've looked at a lot. I mean, you get sidetracked to other sports, obviously, and start diving back deep into some of these teams. And you're like, oh, I forgot about that move, or, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Some things look interesting. So yeah, I'm excited to get back into this. I forgot how much prep it takes though. So I'm glad I started early today. I was going to start I was like, I just need an hour. No, that was wrong.
Oh,
I needed
dude.
much more than that. Was not even close.
Dude, I'll tell you what, we're starting out, just so you guys know, with the NFC South. You guys will see it on the preview, but the NFC South is what we're going to start out with. And yeah, like you said, Sir Charles, it would take an hour or whatever. No. So much more goes into it. I was listening to podcasts yesterday on each and every team's preview, and I was overwhelmed almost. And this is a really difficult division to study.
There's more going on here than I really realized on the surface, just the detachment over the off season for sure. There's some exciting things. There's some different things. I mean, it's not a good division. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not go that far. But there's some new talent in the division, and that's exciting. It's going to look different than it has in the last few years. I always like that too. So we'll see what's going on.
All right. So how should we open this up? Should we just start with a team and just kind of go forward with that, or?
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I think we just grab a team and rock with it.
How about let's start with the Carolina Panthers, because the Carolina Panthers, they traded up. They got rid of DJ Moore. They traded up for that first pick for Bryce Young. Let's just start with that. How do we feel about Bryce Young?
You know, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of small quarterbacks. I don't know. Call me old school, whatever you want. You get hit in the NFL. And when you're small and have not even necessarily height wise, but he's got a sleek frame. He's not a heavy guy. Oh, there's some big guys in the NFL. It's
Oh
hard to
yeah.
stay healthy for 16, no, 17 games. And then you
Mm,
got the playoffs. I mean, it's a long haul, and you got to be built for it more than any other sport, I think. And
yeah.
it worries me. He's good. He's also an Alabama quarterback, though, and that
Dude,
always is,
they get
until you prove it in
protected.
the pros. Yeah, but
Yeah.
then until you prove it in the pros, I'm always a little cautious. So,
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. I mean, Bryce Young, on paper, if you're playing Madden, great
hmm
quarterback.
oh yeah, you're gonna have fun. Yep, for
But
sure.
this ain't Madden, man. Injuries happen. I mean, he's not going to the best of teams
No,
whatsoever. I mean, he
Mm-mm.
doesn't really have, I mean, here's a spoiler alert. He doesn't really have any weapons to throw to.
I like Adam Thielen. I like Adam Thielen.
I
You
liked
can't
Adam
knock it. Yeah.
Thielen 4 years ago.
Okay, hey, guess what? I still liked him 2 years ago. I liked him less last year. I liked him less last year. I'll give you that. But he can
Okay.
still catch the ball. I mean, you get it close to him. That's a catch. He's got great hands, and a rookie needs a guy with great hands. Great route runner. I mean, he doesn't
Uh-huh.
have the speed he used to have. That's for sure. But yeah, he's reliable. You need a reliable. It's like your first car. You just want something that's going to keep running.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what
No.
Adam Thielen is for Bryce Young, I think.
Yeah, but for how long? And I
A
mean,
year, maybe two.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, what do we? Yeah. But let's just break it down a little bit. The Panthers, and what from my research, what I've done, they really bring in a new coaching staff.
Yep.
They took out, kind of just sculpted out what was going down with the
hmm
whole last season. They got rid of Baker Mayfield. They got rid of Teddy Bridge.
hmm
Or was Teddy B on there last year?
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't remember watching Teddy B doing anything. Was he in Miami last
He
year?
was in Miami. Okay,
Yeah,
they
I was gonna
got rid
say.
of
Okay.
Baker.
Yep.
They got PJ Walker. That's who I was talking about.
Oh
They
yeah,
got
yeah,
rid of
yeah.
PJ.
Yep.
They got rid of Baker Mayfield. They revamped.
Yep.
Obviously, they traded DJ Moore, arguably their best player on the team.
Yeah, after
For
getting rid of McCaffrey, he definitely was. But
yeah,
yeah, he's gone. And yeah,
it's hard to say these guys aren't in a rebuild year, but at the same time, they made a lot of additions to the defense side of the ball.
they made a lot of good additions on both sides of the. I mean, Miles Sanders is coming off his best season,
Mm-hmm.
and don't get me wrong. Yes, that was the Eagles' run game. This is not the Eagles' run game. Things are going to be different. And you know what? If Bryce Young does go down, they got Andy Dalton to step in. And Andy Dalton, say what you want about him, he's a decent quarterback. He'll go out there and get you a couple games.
Dare I
Um,
say that Andy Dalton is the best quarterback on the Carolina Panthers?
he
Am I
may
wrong
be
for
right
saying
now.
that?
No, he may be. As far as proven it wise in the NFL, he is. Look at his stats, and you can't say this guy hasn't done some things in the NFL. He's done it. He's been to the playoffs. I don't know if he's won a playoff game. That was part of his problem in the Bengals, but he's
Yeah, I
been
mean,
he's been to the playoffs a few times. And man, I like Hayden Hurst. He's sneaky good, man. He had some crazy games for the Bengals last year. I know he wasn't getting covered because of that Bengals offense as much,
mhm.
but man, he's got some explosive playability. And I like DJ Chark. They brought him in. He's been up and down his whole career. I don't have a whole
Yeah,
lot of faith in him. He gets hurt all the time. But maybe he can stay healthy and maybe he can be a good. But why they let Dante Foreman go, I don't fully understand. I feel like he had a good year for them last year. I know you brought in Miles Sanders, but yeah, he's injury prone too, and just
yeah, exactly.
there's a lot of injury potential on this team. If things click though, I I could see them being pretty good. I mean, wide receiver Jonathan
What?
Mingo,
Okay, so what do you mean by pretty good?
I think they have the potential only because this division is so bad. If things click, I think they could win the division. I could see it. I wouldn't be
Okay.
shocked at the end of the year if the Panthers are sitting at 500, or because whoever's winning this division, you're sitting around 500. Sorry to tell you. And you're going to get a playoff spot just
Ah,
because you
I
have to, because it's the NFC South.
okay. I'll say the spoiler alert, but so just going back to the Miles Sanders situation,
Mhm.
I think a lot of the success, like you mentioned before, of Miles Sanders was the fact that he was in Philly's offense. And Philly's offense ran around the fact that Jalen Hurts was a dual threat quarterback.
Yep.
They had an O-line to protect him and also push that run game forward.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if the fucking Panthers have that. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I don't think they have that. I mean, I don't think the Eagles were in a different world with the run game last year. This isn't going to be that, but he had some success. He's never been a bad running back. He's had good seasons before that. It's not been consistent.
Injuries,
yeah,
man.
Exactly. That's been his big issue. He was great in college. Oh my God, when he came out, man, behind Saquon Barkley, he was really good, and there's a lot of high hopes for him. He hasn't quite lived up to him, but maybe it's a fresh start. Maybe we'll see what he does.
Right. The one key thing I want to key in on the Panthers is the fact that they signed 2 decent safeties. They got Von Bell.
Yeah.
They got Von Bell and Eric Rowe. And I know Eric Rowe kind of not exactly what he was supposed to be.
No.
I mean,
but
he's
at the same
bad. Time, not bad at all. A seasoned vet at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Something to bolster that defensive back.
They needed
defensive backs. But yeah, I really like those signings. I think that's going to add some serious depth to the team overall.
Von Bell was actually my top free agent addition, I think, of them this year. I think Von Bell. I like Von Bell. I've always liked Von Bell. Yeah, he'll come in. He's going to toughen up your defense a little bit for sure. So I don't know. I think I see him going around 500. I think they're going to be better. I just don't think that I like their schedule. There's not a lot of tough.
There's not a lot of upside, and also this is it. Let's not play stupid. This is a rebuild year for him. This is a complete they don't have anything.
New coaching staff,
yet. New coaching staff, new QB.
But Frank Reich, not a bad head coach. He might be the best head coach in the division. I mean, it's Dennis Allen, but I mean, I think he's right there. So I don't know if things go right, and I got the feel. I don't know. I think they're going to surprise people.
I think they might. I think they might surprise them in a few games. Meaning that I think a few games that they're supposed to lose, they'll win. But overall, I'm not sure that they finish with that winning record. You know what I mean? And like you said, I think around 500 is exactly where they sit. At the end, we'll give our official standings and our official records. But I think that's pretty much what we're looking at is not a season for Super Bowl hopes, but a season that's necessary in order to take that first step for a Super Bowl hopeful in the
progress.
Whoever said progress was a slow process wasn't talking about me. I'm a PIMP. Okay. shout out 50 Cent, baby. You know. Okay. What are we sitting
at? Great album, man.
Dude, probably
one of the best ever. That might be the best rap album from start to finish ever. I love that. That whole album is great.
Oh my God, dude, the massacre is just next level. We're getting off track. Let's bring it back in.
Anyways.
Okay. So we went over the Panthers. Anything else you want to bring up about the Panthers?
Not really. No, I just I hope Bryce Young lives up to everything he's supposed to be.
Usually Alabama quarterbacks don't.
They don't, though. Just like Ohio State quarterback. So I don't know. I don't have
something about them, man. I feel like they're protected too much.
Yeah.
They're too good.
Yeah, too much talent around him at that level compared to the competition.
Yeah. He ain't got shit around him right now.
He don't.
Other than Adam Thielen. I mean, unless someone's unless we got a fucking breakout receiver superstar that we just don't know about yet. But I doubt it. I don't know. Yeah.
We'll see. Ole Miss makes some good wide receivers, man. They've had some good wide receivers. So don't get me wrong. They're wide receiver factory lately. So there's hope.
Okay, let's move on to you pick. Dealer's choice.
All right, let's touch on the Saints.
Saints? You want to go Saints early?
Yeah, I want to go Saints.
Okay.
I do. Let's go Saints.
Okay. You go. You started out.
All right, let's go. So, I mean, you kind of know the deal here. They've got some turnover for sure. I mean, honestly, the reason I'm excited about this is because of Derek Carr coming in. I like Derek Carr. I've always liked Derek Carr.
Are you a Derek Carr-nite?
I'm not don't get me wrong. He's not a great quarterback, but I don't think he's nearly as bad as everyone makes him out to be. I think he kind of took the fall. And I mean, don't get me wrong. He made some bad. It was a bad last year. Could have been a lot better.
Right.
But I kind of feel like he was scapegoated to a point, and kind of like, all right, this really blew up. We need to fucking, so they forced him out. I mean, who were they playing? Nathan, like the guys that were playing at the end of the year, like Jarrett Stidham had that one good game, but I mean, really? You think you're better winning without I think that's a lie. So I think he's got some fire and something to prove too. And
Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
I agree with that 100%. I mean,
uh-huh.
I mean, let's just be honest. The Raiders is a shit-stained organization, and I don't mean to
At
come
this
off as
point,
brutal.
you're not wrong.
I
Yeah.
mean, when's the last time the Raiders had even been considered
Mm,
a threat
no,
to
yeah,
anybody?
exactly. Yep, you're not wrong about that. And I mean,
Actually, I mean, there's always off-season. We'll talk about past years. There's always off-season predictions that the Raiders are going to be a threat, and the main reason why they bring that up is because of Derek Carr and the
yep.
potential that he holds
He's
as a
had
QB.
Yeah, he's had some great seasons, man. I mean, I think people forget about that. I mean, he had a couple seasons where people were really talking about him, like, "Oh my God, this guy's going to be good," and then he regressed a little bit, which happens. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Michael Thomas, I don't know what he is at this point in his career. I'm not going to get excited about Mike. I don't know. I don't know what he is. I
You
have
know,
no
that
clue.
brings
If
me up
he
to a
would just,
freaking
if he would just stay healthy, because he was the best receiver in the league, I think, for a year or two there. I mean,
absolutely.
he was. I
Oh,
mean, he was top three for sure.
yeah, top
There
three.
was good.
Yeah, okay, we'll
But
go
yeah,
top three.
but God, and it's been sad to see what happened because he got derailed by injuries and I don't know if his confidence is gone now too. I know he keeps aggravating things. He miss a game here and there, but
Mm-hmm.
he just doesn't seem like the same player on the field. But I like Chris Olave a lot. His second year, I think
Oh
he's going
yeah.
to take another leap forward. He's going to be a really good receiver in this league for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you added Jamal Williams, the rushing touchdown leader.
Yeah.
That's never a bad move.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad call.
Yeah.
So I think Dennis Allen. He's proven to be a decent head coach. He's been around and done some different things, but he's a quality coach. He knows what he's doing, and I like it. They didn't lose. They lost David Onyemata, their defensive lineman. That's gonna hurt. They lost their best D lineman. That always sucks, but.
Mm-hmm.
They drafted a guy in the first round out of Clemson, Brian Reese, to replace him. So, I like that. I've only heard good things about him. Also, like I said, I didn't watch much college football last year. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know a whole lot about these players.
Right.
But, I've done a little bit of touching here and there. I liked their draft, bolster the D line, get a running back at a TCU, Kendre Miller. He had some good film. Pair him with Jamal Williams. I like it. I like what they're doing here.
Not to mention pair him with Jamal Williams with Alvin Kamara.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's questions surrounding what Alvin Kamara's really
availability
feeling about.
Right.
Right.
Oh no, he just got the charges dropped. I'm sorry. I think they
no, he got him. He got him dropped. But
yep.
I think there's still questions about how he even feels about the Saints. I mean, same with Michael Thomas. I think a lot of that injury has to do, and call me a freaking a hoser or whatever, but it's a lot easier to want to come back from an injury for a team who has a playoff chance and who actually seems like they got what it takes to make the playoffs.
I agree.
Than it is to come back and, force repeating an injury for a team that doesn't really fucking look like they're going to do shit. And that's what the Saints looked like last year. They never really got the ball rolling at all. And I think that had to play into a little bit of why Michael Thomas never came back. He's like, dude, what am I going to come back for? A fucking mediocre season? My quarterback, who is my quarterback? Andy Dalton or Jameis?
And is Jameis Wilson, is he a leader? Never in his life has anyone called Jameis Winston a leader. You never heard of it. FSU.
He's tried. He ate the dub. He's done it.
But you know who is a leader? And Derek Carr will get your ass rah-rahed up, and you're going to want to go play with him. He's a high-energy guy. He's a motivational guy. He's very religious, but, whatever. He talks, he believes in himself, and he believes you'll go out there and win every game. And that's the guy you want to go play with. You listen to him talk, you're going to want, okay, let's go. You know what? You're right. Let's get out there. We can win this game, know? And I think that's going to be good for their attitude.
Yeah.
Just in general. I think they're coming out with some more fire this year.
I agree. And I think what the main source of this team is going to be is their defense.
Yeah.
People don't talk about the Saints defense as much as they used to because they're not in the standings as like playoff contenders, specifically last year. But this defense is the same defense that held the freaking Philadelphia Eagles last year to 6 points?
Yeah, that was
and they had nothing to play for.
No, nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Felt like going out there and playing that day, And
the freaking Philadelphia Eagles, they were arguably the best offense in the last 5 years or whatever. I mean, they had an elite offense.
Absolutely.
And they freaking almost shut them out. I mean, that's just, didn't they win that game?
Did they? I think that was the first loss. That was when Jalen Hurts was that when?
Oh, yeah, that was Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, that was Minshew, and they finally lost. Yep. That's
okay, so we'll take the value of that down a little bit.
But that's still because they're a running team, and I get that, but I mean that team is talented. That offensive line, you should pummel anybody. But
Devontae
yeah.
Smith, AJ Brown.
I mean, yeah, that
Two
speaks
number
for
ones.
itself. Yep, and I mean, what's his name? The tight end. Oh my God, his name's escaping me now. He's been there for a while.
Oh, freaking Goddard. No, that's
yes.
Is it
Yeah.
Goddard?
Yeah, Dallas Goddard. Thank you. The guy who replaced the guy because Zach Ertz went to Cardinals.
Yeah.
He went to the Cardinals. Yep. But Goddard, he's good when he's on the field. He gets hurt a lot too, but he's a good tight end. I think he kind of had a disappointing year last year. People really expected him to break into that top 5 tight end range. Didn't quite get there. But I mean, he's a good tight end in a league that doesn't have a lot of good tight ends, and a league that doesn't have a lot of people that can defend tight ends when they're that big and can move like that. So, yeah,
I mean, the Saints defense, I think, is going to be their main focal point. I don't see them blowing out teams by any means. I don't even see them.
No.
I don't want to say
Olave's going to get some bombs. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, I mean, you got Derek Carr who understands the NFL. He understands the ins and the outs. When you go into the film room, you got to think he's going to have a game plan with his receivers to make something happen. So I'm a little high on the Saints, but
yeah, I agree. I have high hopes in relative to the division for the Saints.
Absolutely, yeah,
yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the Falcons now.
Now I want to talk about a team with no expectations for the.
Well, I'm going to say this right now. I think the Falcons might be a little bit of a sleeper team.
Ooh,
and here's why. Offensive line, baby. This was a top 5. I don't know the exact stat, but this freaking team could run the ball a ton last year. I mean, a guy like Cordell Patterson was getting off every week. And I know they might be top, and I'm going to look that up right now. But no.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Falcons have everything that it takes to be a successful offense. Now, they've added some spots to their defense. They've made some key, signings or whatever. But I think ultimately this team is decided on how well is Riddle going to play. Or Ritter.
That's my concern. The riddle is how well is Ritter going to play?
How?
I'm going to be honest, I have really low hopes. I think Bijan Robinson is going to take a lot of the load off this. You thought they had a good running game last year with Algier and Cordell Patterson. Take out Patterson, throw Bijan Robinson in there. That's going to be an impressive run game. I mean, he was good. That's someone I actually did watch some of last year. He's going to burst into the NFL and I think be a really good running back right away. I know we have those guys every year. But man, he's big and he moves, and that's a scary combo. He kind of reminds me like Ezekiel Elliott when he first came out a little bit, just kind of all around plow you down. I don't know how long he'll last, but that's a different story. But I think he's gonna give him some good years here. So, but that's when they're gonna run the ball every play. It's kind of easy to defend also. Ritter's got to do something for him this year. They're going to just stack the box, and it's going to be a long season for everyone.
You don't think they have what it takes on the outside to maybe stretch the field at all? Or
I just don't have any confidence in Ritter. I watched some of his games last year, and I don't see it personally. But, to each their own. They did bring in Tyler Heineke, as a backup. So maybe if they get sick of Ritter, they'll throw him in there and we can have some other poor quarterback play. But, we'll see what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up here the freaking NFL team rushing stats.
And who's their tight end? Oh, go. Yeah.
Oh, then they
Kyle Pitts is a huge disappointment across the board so far.
You don't
think? I mean, I don't know, man. Last year was supposed to be his breakout, and there was just
NFL
nothing going.
Rushing stats. God, they won't give me fucking shit.
They don't want you to know.
They don't want me to know anything.
Yep,
I used to
want you to know.
It's been so long since I've researched an NFL stat that I can't remember where I used to go to. I used to go to Pro Football Focus.
Oh, me too. Just want to tap in. Braves are now up 5-0, bottom of the 7th with 1 out. Let's go.
Golf claps, everybody.
Yep, all around.
This is what we do, man. I mean, fuck. I mean, we're not bringing you bullshit for no reason.
No.
And this is honestly today, this is Sir Charles the Eighth, 100% solo.
I've had some time to look into these. We've had a few days. I've known who the starters are going to be. I've known what the lineups are supposed to look like. It's helped.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I think we should let's just brainstorm a little bit. Let's get TBloom Nation and the Sir Charles Nation in on this. Should we just do money lines? Just one freaking bet, or not money lines, but just one bet that we're super secure on.
See, I think so, because if we do that, at least off the course of a 5-day, we can hit or get close. You take that 10, you turn it into 17, you take that to 28, you take that to a little over 50, and now
you're working with some change right there.
On Friday, right there, you bang a little round even odds, a negative 120, boom, you're looking at $100. I mean,
you bang a little $50 parlay. You know what I mean right there. A little Friday parlay for the fucking nation right there.
For the people, baby, for the people.
But
I think you're spot on that. I do. I think that's the idea.
At the same time, what if we fuck up just one? Maybe we do two.
But but I feel like if we pick one, I don't know. It's hard. I get it, but the one, as long as you hit all 5 days, we're on track, baby, and that's the goal. The problem is when we get behind, and now we're trying to catch up. That's when we start adding risk. Getting a little dicey. And that's when we bust.
That Friday parlay, man, that was freaking heavy right there. I thought we might have had
right
it.
there. I thought we did too, and it did not turn out that way. But I liked our chances. I'd do it again. What the hell?
Anyway, let's get back to the Falcons. So I just researched it right now. The Falcons were the third best rushing team in the league. And I know what you're saying right now. Oh, they had Marcus Mariota running the ball. Yes, they did. But at the same time, the offensive line's there.
Yeah.
Offensive line's there. If they can have a little bit better of a passing game, obviously the rushing yards are going to go down.
Yes, absolutely.
But if you can run the ball, the passing game is going to open up.
Oh, for sure. But and you're not wrong about that too. And they're going to run the ball. I mean, even if you stack the box, they're going to get some movement. But and they had some good additions. Bud Dupree, on defense, Calais Campbell. They spent
got
that cap
Bud
space. Yeah, they got Bud Dupree. You're going to be I'm sorry to break that to you, Bud.
Well, it doesn't. I mean, my heart was broken years ago with Bud Dupree.
Yeah, I know. But
that just adds to the fucking
And they stole the Saints' best defensive lineman last year, David Onyemata. Not only did he leave the Saints, he went to the Falcons. So they spent some money on defense. They did. They bolstered that line for sure. I mean, that line is going to be different. So that's going to help slow the game down too. If they want to run the ball and they got a good defensive line, that helps, So we'll see. It's hard to win with a bad quarterback. I don't care how well you do.
You not have any kind of faith in?
I have very little. I don't know. I don't like him. Him and I'll tell you, Tennessee Titans.
I don't fucking like him.
Okay? No, I don't know. Him and Malik Willis were real close to me in that draft. And I don't know. I think Malik Willis at least looked a little more exciting last year.
The Tennessee Titans, we'll talk about them next week. We're going to go over the AFC South. Next week, right? We down?
Yep.
We down?
Yep, absolutely. Let's do that.
Okay, cool.
South. Keep it south, we'll work our way north.
Southern,
Maybe east, west. We'll see where we work ourselves. But we'll go somewhere.
And by the way, every week that we do one is going to lead up the last week that we, cover a division. Football season's here, baby.
I know. I saw you planned it like that. Yep, I like it. And plus, this is going to be great for fantasy league. We got a draft coming up here in about 6 weeks.
When is that going down? When's the Sir Charles the Eighth League going down?
I have not logged in to anything yet. It's a little early. I'm moving. I've been moving. I got my keys yesterday. I moved some yesterday. This will be the last filming I do at this address. There will be a better setup next time. I'm excited about that. This is crap, I mean, what is this? I have a TV with a sheet over it behind me.
There ain't nothing wrong with the goddamn sheet over a TV. We've all been there before.
You got the football helmet and the heavyweight championship. Where's my Niners helmet? Guess it's in storage. I can't even pull it out if I want to. It's tough.
That's
tough out here. It's in storage. Yep, it's in storage, but we're making do. Not for long. It's all getting out tomorrow, but
okay.
And one last thing about the Falcons, they didn't really lose any key player, not that they've had. I mean, they lost Cordero Patterson, but they replaced him with Bijan Robinson. So I just erased
Cordell's
that.
gone.
I'm pretty sure they let Cordero go. Did they not?
Not to my knowledge. I think they still have him.
What? I thought he left.
I think they still have him. Let me look this up right now. Breaking news: did Cordell Patterson leave the Falcons?
Okay. It looks like he may still be on the team.
Yeah, he's still there.
He is still there. Okay, well that's good too.
Yeah,
I mean that's
not
bad.
Yeah,
that's okay. This running game might be, this could be interesting.
And they can use him a little bit, as a little slot.
Maybe he can play receiver a little bit too. Who would who would have thought?
Christ, we're at freaking 10 minutes left already. Okay. So we got the Falcons. Let's go to the Bucs. This should be fucking quick.
Oh, this is quick.
You take it away. What was their biggest signing?
Their biggest signing was Baker Mayfield, maybe Chase Edmonds. Can I go over the key losses for you? This is what really gets me. We got Tom Brady, quarterback. We got Julio Jones at wide receiver. Leonard Fournette at running back. Akeem Hicks at defensive end. We have William Golston at defensive end. Shaq Mason at guard, and Giovanni Bernard. Gone.
Oh, shit.
You know who they replaced them with? We have a defensive lineman, Kalia Cansey in the first round. Pitt. I don't know anything about him. We have Cody Mock, an offensive tackle out of North Dakota State.
Yawn.
North Dakota State. That doesn't do it for me. So then they got Baker Mayfield, Chase Edmonds, and David Moore. So
pretty much it's Super Bowl or bust. Is that what you're getting at?
That's what I'm getting. It's bust. That's what it is. I mean, they have wide receiver talent. I want to reiterate, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans are good wide receivers. If Baker plays okay, the offense might be decent.
There was a little time ago where Baker had a guy named Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr.
That was kind of I was going there. So he doesn't necessarily play well with star pairings either. So
Jesus, yeah.
I mean, it's going to be rough. It's going to be such a fall from grace these last few years that Buccaneers fans have had, and that it's going to be hard to stomach, and it's going to be hard to watch. I think by halfway through the season, I bet you see some of these players that have been on the team for a while pretty frustrated with what's going on and probably visibly showing it. So there's going to be some bad morale this season. I don't really believe in Todd Bowles as a head coach. I think he was still riding Bruce Arians' coattails. He didn't do. I wasn't a fan of him with the Jets. So hopefully, he can keep this team together. But I think this could really just turn into a whole ugly situation down in Tampa Bay. And it could be a situation where morale's bad, no one wants to play there, and they could really just dwindle down to the basement again, which they'd been for a while before Brady got there. So I guess they're used to it. But it was fun while it lasted, right, guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
You got a ring. It's worth it. I mean, what the hell?
That's exactly
it's worth
shit.
it. You got the ring. You can't be mad. You got
you guys went out.
Parade.
You did what you guys had to do. You freaking got Tom Brady, and you got a ring. And
you mortgaged it all for a 40-year-old quarterback. You knew you were doing this. So if I hear any Bucs fans bitching, I swear to God, there's going to be issues. Yeah. You knew what you were getting into.
Right. I mean, there was no secret here. There wasn't like, we're going to get Tom Brady for another 10
until
years.
He's 53. Like, no. Come on.
No.
So, okay. Yeah, it is what it is.
Let's go over our official standings. God damn it. Let's go over we're going to give a complete standing overview. You're going to give total records and stuff like that.
Yep. We can do that.
We'll do that right now. So who do you have as being last in the division?
Last in the division, we're going with the Buccaneers. I got them 3-14. It was really hard to find any wins for this team on paper. I mean, I didn't dive deep into each matchup, obviously, but just at a glance, I really don't like it, and it's going to be tough. This is probably Baker's last stop, right? I mean, where's he go after this if he blows this? This might be it for Baker. Chase Edmonds is. So I mean, it's going to be bad. So yeah, that's where I got him.
I got him at 4-13. I got him at last in the division. I mean, there's not much upside here. This is a year for your Bucs fans to really just take a year off, just enjoy football, maybe play a little fantasy, maybe start gambling, putting some bets on. I know me and Sir Charles will have some stuff going. So
TNC will go full football.
You guys will
show for sure, but it'll be fun.
You guys will have a very, very good chance of making some money. We got 5 minutes left. Let's bring it in. Okay. Who's your second to last? Who's your third in the division?
I got Falcons at 6-11.
Okay.
The run game alone is going to get them some wins. Their defense got better.
Mhm.
Like I said, it's hard to win with a bad quarterback, so I don't see them really doing much when it comes down to it. But I got them at 6-11.
6-11. I got them at 7-10, and they are my third.
Okay.
They are technically my third. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see much happening. I think this is kind of the same type of style as the Bucs, except they have a better team. Like you said, they have a run game. When you have a run game, you have a chance to actually win some games, and the defense got improved. I'm going to go with 7-10 as the third place in the division.
I like it.
Next, who do you have as taking second in the division?
I got the Panthers at 7-10.
Fuck you, dude. Same.
No shit.
God damn you.
Hey, we know football. What can we say?
We think we do. We'll see how it fucking actually goes.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, 7-10.
But yeah, 7-10. Like Bryce Young, they could. Don't get me wrong. If Bryce Young plays well, they could be 9-8. They could get there. They could win the division. They got that potential for sure. But it's like you said, he's young. It's a rebuilding year. There's gonna be some games he throws away. He's gonna throw some picks that cost him the game. It's what rookie quarterbacks do.
Yeah,
it's got to be patient. It'll get better, hopefully, or if he stays healthy. He's small. But yeah, I got them at second.
Let me just tag something in there. So I've seen a report. It was on Twitter. I'm not sure who it was from, but it was that Bryce Young was dominating training camp.
I've seen a lot of good talk about him in training camp. I mean, they already announced him.
Are you going to say that he's taking a shit?
I mean, you might do this, dude. I can't believe my team GM wasted the first overall pick on this guy. That's what I want to tell you about his performance in training camp.
Yeah,
no, you can't say that. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't.
That ain't gonna sell shit.
No, you're gonna get cut. So you better be careful.
Okay,
but yeah,
so
we'll see.
Panthers, I got them 7-10. Same shit you were saying. Yep. I think Bryce. It's a rebuild year. I mean, this whole. I mean, literally, this whole freaking division is a rebuilding year. That's why it was so difficult.
It was very hard to
really
pick these records, man. I went through them several times, and I was like, I honestly, I don't know, because I won't know. Give me 3 games. Let me watch some preseason football. I can, make some better picks, but without seeing anything yet, it is difficult at this point for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's get back. Let's go to the number 1 in the division. I think me and you both have the same shit. It's the Saints. I got them going 11-6. What do you got?
Ooh, I got 9-8, 11-6.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. I know Alvin Kamara, Jamal Williams, Derek Carr, and I don't know. The Saints just don't. I don't know. I worry.
They don't move the needle for you?
They don't move the needle for me. I worry about Alvin Kamara. He hasn't quite been the same player. He's been good. Don't get me wrong. He's had those explosive games, but he's also had games where you're just poking him with a stick. Right. Do something, what are you doing here? And like you said, that could all change with Derek Carr running this team. They all are going to be more amped up than last year. Jamal Williams is a good running back, but
he's not going to be on the field as much.
No, not at all. And how's he going to? I don't know. I mean, I guess he knew what he was getting when he signed up for this, but he did the same thing in the Lions.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing with the Saints. I think the defense is going to elevate them, and they have a guy in Derek Carr who knows to manage a game.
Yeah,
I mean, they don't need him to go out and be Superman and be Drew Brees. No. They just need him to not lose the game. And I know the Raiders,
he had some years that in the early years.
He went out and tried to do too much. I think he reels it in this year.
Okay.
I think they have the potential to freaking go 11-6, and based on the schedule,
they could. I agree. They could. I don't know.
I'm going 11-6. I'm going 11-6, man.
Shoot for the stars,
baby.
On
the Saints. So
I see them. You got some easy wins in the division. I'll give you that. If you go out there and take care of business in your own division, that's going to go a long way. Yeah.
8 of their games is to freaking guys teams that we just called bums. But
you're not wrong. Yeah.
So there we have it, and that's kind of cool. We got Saints number 1. We got the Falcons number 2. Panthers number 3, and the Bucs sitting at the last freaking team in the NFC South. It's me and Sir Charles VIII on the TBloom Talk Show. Another Friday, first episode of the 2023 NFL season.
Feels good.
Stay tuned. And if you don't already, follow us on the TBloom Talk Show on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. If you don't already know, follow Charles the 8th on Twitter.
Absolutely.
TNC Road to 100 is still alive. Like you said, the Atlanta Braves are just dominating right now.
Oh, do we have time for one last little check-in?
We got like 20 seconds.
All right, let's see. Up 9-0.
9-0. Atlanta Braves. And the freaking legend continues. That's going to do it. With that being said, T and C, we are out.
We're out.